Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most underappreciated classic Broadway songs.
I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna go right to the top. Yeah.
For this list, we'll be looking at show tunes that don't get as much love, whether they're from less popular shows or are overshadowed by other songs in the same show. We're defining classic as having premiered on Broadway before 1980, so some of our overlooked favorites from later shows are ineligible for this list. Number 10. Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Mo, Damn Yankees.
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Mo!
Whatever Lola Wants is probably the most famous number from this Faustian musical comedy about pro baseball, but Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Mo is a roaring first act number that deserves more play.
Go like a bat out of you-know-where.
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Mo.
Strike at the foe, let 'em know you're there.
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Mo.
Shoeless Joe is a middle-aged nobody turned heavy hitter for the Washington Senators baseball team. His appearance seems to be the answer to the down-and-out Senator's prayers, bolstered by ballet-dancing baseball pros and legendary Bob Fosse choreography. This knee-slapping tune is a celebration of the team's prospects now that they have found the answer to finally winning some games. They might even have a chance against their longtime rivals, the New York Yankees. Number 9. I Got Love, Purlie.
Why should I be scared? I'm safe.
This 1970 musical about Purlie Victorious Judson, a traveling preacher looking to emancipate cotton pickers in the Jim Crow South, is unfairly forgotten. Its best song is probably I Got Love, a number performed by Ludabelle Gussie Mae Jenkins, a young country girl in love with Purlie. The originator of that role, Melba Moore, may be one of Broadway's most underrated belters of all time. Her performance of I Got Love is always hair-raisingly good. Even when she recreated her Tony-winning performance for television over 10 years later, the song was just as powerful and joyous as it was the first time audiences experienced it. Number 8. 50%, Ballroom.
I don't iron his shirts. I don't sew on his buttons.
This show about a widow falling for a married man she meets at an old-fashioned dance hall is largely forgotten. Even its most enduring song is a little-known secret among musical theater fans.
But I feel when he's in my arms, he's where he wants to be. We have no memories, bittersweet with time.
50% is a sweeping tearjerker of a torch song about how love isn't always defined by the traditional things like a ring or a marriage certificate.
But he says he loves me, and I believe it's true. Now doesn't that make someone belong to you?
While the song is literally about a woman in love with a married man, there's no denying the double meaning it holds for people whose love might not have been recognized by the law or society as a whole.
Than all of anybody else.
Number 7. Could I Leave You, Follies.
And the wound's never healed, and the game's not worth winning. And wait, I'm just beginning. What, leave you? How could I leave you?
To say any of renowned composer Stephen Sondheim's works are underappreciated seems almost ludicrous, but this barn burner from the misunderstood 1971 musical Follies has the burden of being in the same show as I'm Still Here, Broadway Baby, and Losing My Mind, three of the artist's most popular songs.
Could I bury my rage with a boy half your age in the grass? Bet your ass.
In it, the character of Phyllis realizes, in the most dry and wicked way, that she'll never leave her husband, even though they both seem deeply unhappy. It's an enigmatic number full of droll humor and sarcasm, and it leaves a lot of room for interpretation. The intensity and tone of the song changes from performer to performer.
Will I leave you?
Number 6, I Guess I'll Miss the Man, Pippin.
I guess I'll miss the man. Explain it if you can.
Stephen Schwartz's existentialist spectacle about a traveling theater troupe and an idealistic French prince has plenty of catchy tunes. In this one, Catherine breaks the fourth wall to tell us that, despite his many, many faults, Pippin was the best thing to happen to her in a very long time. It's a quirky love song with a tongue-in-cheek sweetness.
Some men are simple, good men. This man wasn't one.
The number goes against the troupe script, but Catherine keeps singing amid protests from the antagonistic leading player.
Hold it! Hold it! Jesus! Actresses.
The tune became a minor hit when the post-Diana Ross lineup of the Supremes covered it for their album.
In a long, long while.
Number 5, There's Gotta Be Something Better Than This, Sweet Charity.
There's gotta be something better than this. There's gotta be something better to do. And when I find me something better to do, I'm gonna get up.
You've probably heard Big Spender, the signature moment from Sweet Charity. There's Gotta Be Something Better Than This is the other side of that sultry and seductive tune.
I'm getting out too.
But baby, what can you do?
I don't know. But just get me out of here and I'll figure it out later. There's gotta be some life cleaner than this.
In this energetic song and dance extravaganza, originally choreographed by Bob Fosse, 3 taxi dancers at the Fandango Ballroom dream of a life with a little less excitement and a little more fulfillment. Although their fantasies are humdrum and ordinary, the joy they share in this fantasy life is infectious. This is the kind of song that makes you want to get up and dance right along with it.
I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna get up, live it!
Number 4, Do You Love Me, Fiddler on the Roof.
Do you love me?
Do I what?
Although it's not the catchiest or most culturally relevant song in the score, this underappreciated romantic duet is probably the song that most succinctly captures what Fiddler on the Roof is all about. Caught up in all this talk of tradition and matchmaking, Tevye the dairyman asks his wife Golda if there's actual love in their traditionally arranged marriage.
For 25 years I've washed your clothes, cooked your meals, cleaned your house, given you children, milked your cow. After 25 years, why talk about love right now?
Though she's not sure why he's asking the question, the two realize that though their marriage may have been arranged, after years of struggling, raising children, and surviving, they have learned to love each other.
Alles mit ihm bei Nacht, bei Tag. Ist das nicht Liebesang?
Liebst mich Tage.
Doch sich mir sei.
Number 3, The Miller's Son, A Little Night Music.
I shall marry the miller's son.
Yet another song that seems to be overshadowed by a powerhouse tune. Send in the Clowns may be one of the most covered show tunes of all time, but The Miller's Son is also peak Sondheim.
It's a very short road to the 10,000th lunch and the belch and the grouch and the sigh. In the meanwhile,
It showcases all of his gifts for storytelling and wordplay. Its alliterative lyrics and tempo changes force you to pay attention in case you miss some delicious detail.
It's a rip in the bustle and a rustle in the hay, and I'll pitch the quick fantastic with flings of confetti and my petticoats are way up high.
In the show, it's sung by a maid named Petra, who imagines the many different kinds of lives she could live, but ultimately decides that living in the present is most important.
And the person should celebrate everything passing by.
Number 2, What Would You Do? Cabaret.
With the clock running down, what would you do?
When it comes to this Cantor and Ebb classic musical, a lot of changes were made from the stage to the screen. Most of the musical numbers not sung by either Sally Bowles or the MC character were cut out of the story completely. This meant that characters like Fräulein Schneider, who were main characters in the musical, were relegated to the background. But fans of the original show know all about this tune.
Suppose simply keeping still means you're managed until the end.
The Fräulein solo is a stirring and heartbreaking ballad about uncertainty and impossible circumstances. It punctuates the tragedy of the show, which sees a group of people in Weimar Germany coming to grips with the fascism infecting the country.
What would you do if you were me?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. We Both Reached for the Gun, Chicago.
Notice how his mouth never moves. Almost.
Where'd you come from? Mississippi.
While All That Jazz and Cell Block Tango tend to hog the spotlight, this song delivers some of the most fast-paced and technically difficult moments in the show. Billy Flynn, attorney to the stars, demonstrates how he can wrap the press around his finger.
Why'd you shoot him?
I was leaving.
Was he angry?
Like a madman. Still, I said, Fred, move along. She knew that she was doing wrong.
While Flynn operates accused killer Roxy Hart like a marionette doll, he uses the sleazy local reporters to practically write his client's defense for him. We Both Reached for the Gun might be John Kander, Fred Ebb, and director-choreographer Bob Fosse's most imaginative work in a show full of crowd-pleasing tunes.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both, oh yes, they both, oh yes, they both reach for the gun, the gun, the gun, the gun, oh yes, they both reach for the gun, for the gun.
It deserves to be remembered alongside Chicago's more well-known musical numbers.
Both reached for the gun.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.